Go, Flat Tracker, go, go, go!
The Kelpie Fat Track Pod, brought to you by Kelpie, affordable race products designed to help you stay on track. Now onto the episode.
G'day and welcome to another Kelpie Flat Track podcast. It's been a while, about a month actually, a lot longer than it was planned. Just got caught up in life. I apologise for that. Of course, I want to keep pumping these out, but sometimes, other things take priority. Mum got a bit sick, so I took care of her. So she's my excuse. No, not really. I've just been super busy. Winter time, we're coming into getting stuff done around the house, all that sort of nonsense. So no real excuses. But I haven't pointed out in the last couple, as you probably noticed, we have a new sponsor. We actually have a couple new sponsors now. So Europa Fencing, Rick and the team do an awesome job. If you've got property or a farm, give Rick a call and he'll come out and give you a quote, and he does a great job as well. And also the new guys that we've got on, you've heard me talk about them before because I love their work. I work with them a bit. They're teaching me a lot about the wheel business. It's classic wheels and spokes and hydro blasting. Tim and Michelle, they're awesome duo. Highly recommend taking your work to them. Not just because they're chopping me out, because they're good people to work with. They do a good job. They're straight up. They're not going to muck you around. If they can't do something, they'll let you know. But they also have a wealth of knowledge and can help you out with your projects. You would have seen on my socials the DR head I got to hydro blast. That was a bit of fun, and did it come up a treat. It looks beautiful. And obviously the wheel building sides, they've been teaching me and helping me a lot, and most likely we'll be making pretty much all the Kelpie wheels now, so bringing parts in from the factories, and then they'll be assembled here in Australia. So that's the plan, and that gives us a bit more flexibility to help you, the customer, and not just split ready-made wheel sets up all the time and then be juggling bits around and stuff, and also hopefully offer some more configuration sizes wise and junior stuff. And it's gonna open it up a bit for me to be able to get a bit more adventurous and be able to move around a little bit easier on that side of stuff. Business is a bit slow at the moment. I guess it's coming into winter. We had our tyre sale to celebrate the Kelpie Cup. I want to talk about the Kelpie Cup tonight. A lot of people may not have read the information on the website. It's there on our webpage, www.kelpieracing.com. It's on the Kelpie Cup race page, so have a look there. You can see the tyres that you can use, the wheels that you can use. Not limited to, if there's one I haven't listed on there that you want to use, as long as it's not a motocross tyre, you're pretty much right. I suppose we'll get into it there. So what it is we're holding rounds. It was intended to be 6. Things have got chopped up a bit, and we're just bumping along on the first year, and it's not meant to be as professional as the AFTN. It's meant to give riders another place to race on their 19s in a class that is predominantly 19s. You can use 21-19, so you can still use a trials 19. They're pretty close to, if you're on American style 19s, the times are pretty damn close to a 21-19 setup for myself anyway. I've actually been a little bit quicker on the American tyres, but it doesn't mean that you can't beat someone else on American tyres with a 21-19 setup, whether you like the V-Rubber or the Dunlop or the Shinko 19. You can use all those tyres. It's totally up to you. It's just making a more 19 focus. You don't have to go buy an 18-inch wheel. to run a Mitchie, all that sort of stuff. And plus it gives guys that are investing to race at AFTN more track time in a series where they can make some money and win the overall prize, which is joining Team Kelpie for 2024 for the AFTN. And if you say, oh yeah, but I haven't got 19-inch wheel set and all that, well, part of the contract we can fix you up there, so don't worry about that if that is a concern and stopping you entering any of the Kelpie Cups, because believe me, it's not a problem. We can work around any problem, and that's a very small one. So what does that mean to be a Kelpie rider? Well, you'll get paid to race the AFTN rounds, so you get paid for the 2 days. You get paid for each day because they're both classes around at each weekend. So round 1 and 2 will be happening on the 1st and 2nd of July, which is coming up bloody quick. So you're trying to get a little bit more organised, and hopefully will look good for that one. And obviously, as I said, so our riders are Brendan and Zane currently. That are our paid pro riders on that contract, and they will get paid each day whether they podium or not. I think that's really exciting. Some people may not agree, but as far as I know, we're one of the first teams to be doing that. And I'm really proud to be able to give those guys that opportunity. I hope they appreciate it too. I'm pretty sure they do. And we want to go out there and kick some ass and do the best that they can. Zane, slight advantage. He did the intro last year, so he's ridden it Appin as where Brendan hasn't, but it's a nice flowing fast track, and that's the sort of tracks that suit Brendan style a lot. So I think he'll do really well, and he's super keen to go in hard. So they've both been training a lot. Zane's freshened his bike up. Really looking forward to the first round of the AFTN. So already I've gone off the subject to the Kelpie Cup. The next round is going to be the 15th of July at Mildura. I think all the clubs that have come on board and are willing to give it a crack and help us out and effectively hosting them. So all I do is I set it up, we get the class going, we turn up. The club gets all the monies and anything from entry. That's all the way it is. And I award the winners at the end of that meeting, first, second, and third. So it's 300 first, 200 second, and 100 for third place. They'll get a dummy check and a little number plate that I've made up for that round and that event. Their points from that round, so that everybody's points will be recorded and accumulated. So you go to the next round, which I'm pretty sure is the Harley Club after that at Broadford. You add, your points will be added up, and at the end there will be one overall winner. So whoever is got the most points at the end of the round, I'm hoping to slip another one in because I'd like it to be 3. We've had 2 that haven't gone through, unfortunately, because of weather and short notice. The first one was a bit rushed, but that couldn't be helped. The club had a few problems that they were dealing with at the time, and it just the way it fell. But it's given me great insight. It's been a little bit disappointing, but sort of it's given me good insight too for who has entered and what sort of numbers. Probably not quite getting as much interest as I want at the moment, but that's why I wanted to talk about it. A lot of people don't seem to understand how it works. So you can turn up with a 21 front motocross tyre in the front, just like normal, and a 19-inch trial block pattern on the rear. So anyone with that setup is welcome to join in, or you can use your 19s. You could run Kelpie blocks front and back. You can run American tyres, up to you, whatever you're comfortable. And the same with the 21-19. You don't have to use the Kelpie block. I did think about doing the control tyre thing, and if you think that's a good idea, let me know, and maybe that's what we'll do next year. And I just didn't want, maybe it's a an underside on my part. I didn't want people to think that I just wanted to make sales. I actually do want to see more series happening, and you know, people having choice and flexibility of what they can enter and do. And so I think control tires sort of, it's not something that, even though, you know, making money and selling your products is part of the game, I don't know, it's always sat funny with me. The DT4 isn't necessarily the best tire, but it's the American flat track control tire. So, and you know, they go bloody fast on it. They're a good product, obviously, all the riders say it, but you know, it's the only one you can use in the series too. Pros and cons to both concepts, I guess, of open tire and a control tire. Control tire, everyone's on the same one. They do have a couple of compounds you can change between and select. I think, yeah, you'd have to look through the AFT rule package, but they have changed that a bit. Sometimes they only offer one or two on a per event or something. I'm not 100% sure on that. Like I said, you'd have to look on the AFT site, but yeah, I don't know if that's the way I want to go. I guess you can't say it's my tire if you're all on the same tire, is it? So it comes down to more setup. But the way I structured it like this was, I sort of thought it could make it interesting. Okay, yeah, we're excluding the 18, but there's still a lot of tyre choice in the 19-inch world, and you know, some tracks might suit the 21-19 better, and some tracks might suit the American 19s better. So I sort of thought, yeah, you could use a bit of team strategy there and that sort of thing. Even if you're a two-man, you know, weekender team, that's fine, Dad and yourself, or whoever it is that goes with you, you know, think, oh, what do you reckon will work better, and try stuff out. Most people have tried the whole range of 19s anyway, I think, and that's the V rubber sort of went to the top, and I think we're wiping the V rubber out, to be honest. We've had quite a few people on the podium and on the top step on the Kelpie block, and yeah, and sometimes it's even beating Michelin's, you know. So it is a good product. It's I will do a video soon. It's not probably as simple as plug and play, especially if you're going from a Michelin to it, because it's totally different. It's not a Michelin, so, and it's not 18-inch. So yeah, there's a lot of variables and a lot of changes. Have noticed that it favours the heavier riders, being a harder compound than the Michelin. Yeah, it seems to favour the heavier riders a bit, but there are little tricks I'm slowly learning that you can get around it. So I just go a couple clicks back on my compression, which is normally what you wouldn't do, but that helps me because I'm a bit lighter. That just helps me get a little bit more weight over the back and on the tyre. That seems to help. And I've actually gone down to like 5-6 psi. Well, that last meeting I rode on, it was on my old bike though. Yeah, my gauge was only just reading, it's a manual gauge. So it was about 5 or 6 psi, and didn't come off the rim or anything like that. And it's good. Yeah, really good. I'm going to be trying it on my 17 this weekend at Johnny Coleman Cup. I'm going to go back to 21-19 this weekend and have a bit of comparison at times. Pretty hard when it's not on the same day, because the track will be totally different, no doubt. Hopefully it's not too wet, and yeah, we can give it a real good chop. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. Rick Wason was mucking around with a few cuts and stuff too, and I might have a little play with that as well. See if we can get a little bit more flex in the knobs, which will yeah, definitely help. It's yeah, as I've said in the past, you know, there was 0.5 of a second Nick Berry on his 250 difference between the Mitchie and the Kelpie block, and it's not much, but it does feel different, you know, not quite as controlled as the Michelin. So obviously if putting a few cuts in it, and then maybe that's what we can do to modify it if it really hooks up and really works a lot better, if you notice a big difference. But yeah, I'll keep you posted on that. So that's sort of what's been going on in my head, actually, a lot of that sort of stuff. The Cal. I hope that clears up the Cal. I started rambling, so I don't even know where I'm at now. But yeah, the Kelpie Cup. Hopefully, that clears it up a bit. You can ride on 21, 19, or you can use your 19s if you've got American tires, or you can use Kelpie blocks. All the guff is on the website, so www.kelpieracing.com. So check that out, and on the Kelpie Cup race page, check it out, and you should get everything there. If you're still not sure, that's fine. Give me a message, and I'll fill you in. But the next one's at Mildura, which is July the 15th. So still a bit of time for that to get your bike set up and that. And you will be going to happen, 2 weeks before, on the 1st and 2nd of July. So yeah, still a bit of time to get your bike sorted out. AFTN, it happened, filled up a day and a half, I think it was. There might have even been a day. The 450 class filled up. Then all the other classes pretty close behind. I think there might be, I can't remember what I read now the other day, but there might be a couple spots left. I'm not sure about the women's class. I think that filled up. 250's definitely filled up. Yeah, so if you haven't got your entry in, that's the way it's going to go. You got to not muck about. And for the following rounds, I'm not sure if entries are open yet. I believe that's what they were going to do, but you have a check on RiderNet, just make sure that you don't miss out for future rounds. So last time I spoke to you, I was actually going to New Zealand, went to Moore Park. There's a little bit that I did about that you can check out on YouTube, on Kelpie Racing on YouTube. It's all phone footage from my folks and my brother and stuff, so it is what it is. I haven't got a camera crew or anything like that, but I actually think it was pretty good actually, for on the phones, and I sort of edited it a bit and put it together. So I hope you like that. Check that out. What a trip. It was really awesome. Yeah, thanks so much to Wayne Drake. If you're listening, mate, yeah, thanks so much. Couldn't have done it without your bike. And yeah, so it was a great experience. I actually haven't ridden without front brakes before, so that was new. The RMZ was really low, really loud. And the first race was a bit tricky. For some reason, I couldn't get it to turn. I thought it might have needed a bit of pressure in the tyres a little bit, maybe. I was struggling to get it to turn. I still came home third, but lost my steel shoe. That gripped the ground a lot. I think that was probably causing most of the problem. Got in my head a bit. I think I did about 2 laps with the shoe dangling at the back, and then it finally let go. Yeah, so I was still happy to walk away with third for that first race. And then the rest of the day, you just started feeling a lot more comfortable on the bike. We got a grinder in the pits and ground the shoe down a bit, and that made it a lot smoother. That was a lot better. The track was, an interesting track, actually, quite tight and technical, but a bit more clay than what we use over here. And I really liked it. We bit off a bit more than we could chew in the handicap feature race, which is the one that you got a sash for. If I had known that, I probably would have shortened up our handicap a bit, but I said, yeah, no worries, we'll just go from in front of the tapes. So there was the 3 faster riders of the day at the front, and then by the end of the day, we got down to only 6 of us. I think we started off with about 10, and a few have dropped out and whatnot. And then the next fastest 3, they started behind the tapes, and we didn't quite catch up. Actually, one dropped out. I think might have been bike issues or something. And Johnny, who was just in front of me, ended up in 3rd, and I ended up in 4th. And then Wayne, I was lucky I ended up in 4th because Wayne came around me and actually came off low-sided. And I actually thought the day was going to end in tears, but luckily I managed to not hit him. And I took home 4th, but he was trying very hard to take that 4th position, and I reckon couple more laps and it would have been different. Might have been into second and third, Johnny and myself, I reckon. So you see on the footage by the end there, they weren't that far in front of us. So that was 10 laps. That was really good. Teaches you a lot, those longer races. I did sort of leave I didn't actually realise how fast the race was going, and I was sort of just keeping behind Johnny, and I thought I'll do a hard push on the last 2 laps, and next minute the white's there, and I sort of left it too late. But it's hard. The video doesn't really give you that great of insight to what it was like being on the track. There was definitely I suppose you could call it a groove on the last one, where it was better to be on that than off it. You could go off it, but that I felt like there was a lot more traction. You can see me and Johnny sort of using that, and Drakey too, and don't tend to get that so much on the deeper tracks here. You can take all sorts of lines, but yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of thanks to everyone, my family and mum and dad, and my brother, and heaps of people coming out to have a look, and it was an awesome trip. And then when we came home from that, of course, I'm from New Zealand, so I got to catch up with my Oma, who's now 93, and it was fantastic to see her and all my extended family. So that was sort of the main reason again, and the racing was the bonus. And then we came back, and I was supposed to be going to Cowra, and that for the Kelpie Cup second round, and that got rained out. They said no, the rain's going to come through hard and ruin it all. So so it is what it is, and you can't control the weather as much as we'd love to. So that was a bit disappointing, but we flipped it on its head, and I went racing at the Harley Club at Broadford instead, which is my first time racing back there since I did my collarbone, I believe. And when I decided to ride on the American tyres, I thought I'm just gonna go on the American tyres, and I did all right. Like I felt like I could do better. I felt like I could go better, but I was still pretty happy. I think I ended up like 4th overall in B grade, and the other classes I'm not sure. I decided not to go in the open final. I did I make it into that? I made it into the open final. I'm not sure how, because that was the one class I was struggling by. But there was a big stack in the turn 1 and 2. So I'm sort of glad that I wasn't involved in that. And I hope all the guys are healing up that did get pretty injured in that. Been Monday, I haven't talked to you for a couple of weeks. Hope you're all good, mate. And I know Dan Leonetti, he's been riding a bit. He's definitely bounced back. And then what was it? So that was, I believe that was the 30th of April, and then Mother's Day the 14th. Actually it was the 13th and 14th of, I'm just looking at my calendar to make sure I'm right, of May. We drove up to Undera and had another practice under lights there on the Boring. I love that track. I don't know why, I just feel comfortable on it. But I did tweak my knee. I caught my foot funny, and I tweaked my knee, so I decided not to run on the Sunday, but it stayed up there anyway for a bit of moral support. And took mum out for breakfast in Shep and that sort of thing. It was a great trip. We really enjoyed that. It was awesome. And then on the way home, the old lady decided to freak us out and had a bit of a turn, and we ended up in the hospital. And that was sort of like a week. It took up a week, or if not more. And but she's all good now. That's the main thing. So, bit of drama, nothing. Life's not living without a bit of drama, is it? So, good to be doing the pods again. Back on that. Like I said, a couple of sponsors, so I'm going to start punching them out, because I want these guys to get a bit of business from it. So if you do need a bit of fencing, Euroka Fencing, Rick, I have them tagged in the comments and everything, so you'll be able to check them out. And Classic Wheels and Spokes and Hydroblasting. I think it's actually Otway Classic Wheels and Spokes. I'll tell you. Hold on a minute. This isn't going to help me. I've got the business card there. One side's Classic Wheels and Spokes, and the other way is Otway Hydroblasting. But they're in Inverleigh. They're just behind Geelong, so they're not that far away. And they ship all over Aussie and that anyway, just like I do. So yeah, the best thing to do is to give them a buzz on 0439651458 if you have any builds that you're doing, wheel builds, or you can contact me and I can help you out too, as far as putting them onto them and letting them know what your project is. But that's probably better to ring Tim yourself and say, you know, they do a lot of classic stuff. Obviously, the word classic in the title, but they do modern stuff too. So all my sort of wheels, 19s, 2118, 2119 motocross stuff, they can help you out, cut and bend their own spokes, which is, I think, is probably one of their biggest strong points. Because if you've got a bit of a funny hub and that, they can make them up to fit it, which is awesome. That's what you want. They get the job done. So classic wheels and spokes and Otway hydro blasting, also tidy up all your parts. And Europa fencing, thanks to those guys for helping me so much with the race team and the Kelpie podcast. We can't do it without people, other small businesses getting behind us. Have another one lined up, and actually have just put a bit of products, some of our products, or tyres mainly at the stage, into, already misplaced the card. It's Dynamite Cycles. They're just over the hill there in Buninyong, and they're helping us out too. We're going to do a bit of work together as well, which is great. And so there's a couple of Kelpie blocks in there if you like to touch them and feel them and that before you buy. And Trent and Kaz, they used to run trials experience, and then they've got into the mountain bike scene, and they're actually just going over to Europe to do a mountain bike tour. So they're getting back into doing those now. So if you're interested in cross training and mountain bikes, they're definitely one to talk to. They've also, so they've got I'll just explain it quickly. They've got the mountain bike shop up the road with a bit of a cafe on it and that, and then down the road, and where the old mountain bike shop used to be next to the fish and chip shop and the laundrette, they've decided to go back into dirt bikes and motorcycles. So they've got some trials bikes in there, some Katos. I think I saw a Sherco or something in there as well. And they're firing that up again. So I'm pretty sure they'll be doing repairs and supplies, so parts and bits and bobs. So that's Dynamite Cycles. They're in Buninyong, so you can look them up. Go and tell them you're a flat track racer, and I'm sure they'll love it. They're great to chat to. I think that's probably about it for this one. I've got a guest who's going to give us a bit of some recaps of some events they've been going to, ones that I didn't get up to. The Tamworth Long Track, I can never pronounce the bloody name of it, so I'll let her do that. And Cowra last weekend. Also we'll get to hear about those and how they went. Like I said, I probably rambled a bit long, so if you still don't know what the hell Kelpie Cup is, have a look at our website. It's the best way to go about it. Give me a ring or give me a message if you're still not sure. Enter it, because I'd like to keep it going. I don't want it to die yet. If you don't like the format, let me know. The only way we can provide events and that for you guys that you'll like is by letting us know what you actually want. I'm keen to get more and more flat track racing happening. We want it to be as big as possible. Want to be able to get more sponsors on board, and it's happening. The AFTN, I can't wait to have that series up and running for a full year. First full year, and I think it's going to be a ripper. Being able to report back on racing in our own country. A racing series, a professional racing series, is going to be fantastic. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm going to be taking as much footage in that as I can. I've got myself a nice camera now, and hopefully I've got a cameraman. I'm waiting to hear back from him. Hopefully he hasn't done a runner. If not, we'll find another one, or I'll turn into one. You do what you got to do. I hope you're all hanging in there and and doing well in life and enjoying life, getting sideways, getting out there on your bike. If you're not a racer, taking your kids. If you're not a racing dad or mum, coming down and spectating and enjoying, watching people enjoying what they love doing and getting sideways. And I think the spectator side of things this year, especially in the AFTM, is going to be really good. All the racing I've been going to, local and club days and the bigger events, it's all been really good racing. I think the level has definitely jumped here. I'm going to do a podcast shortly about that, because I think some riders, don't see themselves as athletes, and others do. But yeah, that's a whole other subject. So I think I'll tie it up for this one. This sort of I don't know how long we've been going for. Oh, wait, it doesn't tell me. I thought it did tell me, actually. But anyway, we'll hold it up there for the moment. And thanks for joining in again and listening. Keep it sideways. Go Flat Tracker.
Go Flat Tracker, go, go, go.